Hello, curious ones, and welcome back to Route 37, the podcast of many topics. My name is Sonja.
And I'm Jen. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back if you are just joining us in our new boy, you're in for a real treat.
Oh, man.
This is where we take you on a winding ride of not only my stories, Sonja's fun input, and the stories of others. We haven't heard from Alabama John in a while either.
No.
Hope he's doing well. But so if you are with us thus far, I think we are up to 22 episodes.
I think we're confusing it. The 22 episodes that are posted.
Yeah, on YouTube.
But there are so many others that have not been out yet.
No, I know. Spencer can only do so much.
I know. I'm saying, look at us go. There's more than...
Oh, there's so much more coming.
Oh, my gosh.
I think we were in April. This last episode.
Oh, man.
We were in April, so yeah, we got a little catching up to do. But it's still been shooting content. It's just always going to be this little leg of time. But look at the growth that's happened in...
Look at how much more fluent, I guess, we're getting into.
Flowing.
Yeah,
there's a wee bit more of a direction in this kamikaze of
we're understanding the cues of conversation, what to go back to, what to, finish with, and so on and so forth. But yeah. Hi, Mommy.
Hi, daughter. I have to return this text real quick to your cousin, Justin.
Now my lips taste like sunscreen.
Gross.
Why'd you even get that?
Because you guys made me carry the little chapstick holder, and I didn't have a chapstick.
So the first thing you bought was sunscreen chapstick?
It was the only thing that was available on the checkout line.
Whatever.
It was a last-minute purchase impulse.
Whatever.
Whatevs.
Whatever. Well, it's kind of hard to... If you listen to last week's episode...
Well, I think eventually we'll get caught up. These are just practice ones, really. This isn't... Can you imagine what it's going to be like when we put full force effort into it? This is kind of like Mom's dry run of creativity. I am shocked.
Well, this is where we want to be the most, like...
Well, I'm shocked as shit I even made it this far, to be totally... I mean, if we're being really completely honest, which I am, brutally honest all the fucking time, even with myself, that, God, just 2 years ago, this was a pipe dream. Wasn't even a thing. I mean, it was in my head, my creative vision. But now that I have invited y'all into my creative vision and kind of getting past the cringe a little bit.
I know, I gotta find, I don't know, I think it's a different notebook. There's a notebook that I have of when I brought up, what was it? When I brought up the idea of having a podcast. I have just a bunch of notes, a bunch of names.
That had to have been 3 to 4 years ago, though, because that is after the Dum Dum abandonment, and we were talking about because Mom's plant store was still only in the planning concept.
I'm saying I want to find that notebook because
that would be fun because I do have those notebooks. I didn't burn those, so I do, especially. So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was in the Florida Keys. So all those notes and all those interviews, I just found those little notebooks and stuff.
Yeah, because I can't remember if I was the one that figured out Route 37 or Route 37.
I think we all came up with it. I'm the one that introduced Route 37 because remember I told you I was sitting by the campfire and my old neighbors said, that's dumb. Nobody will listen to something called...
I think... Okay, then it must have been collaborated because I know I had route in it.
Because I asked your sister with her new little tablet dealie.
No, this was before we even asked her.
I wanted the street sign, remember? You had already come up with the podcast idea. I knew that the number had to be 37 in there somewhere.
I have to find the notebook because I know I had it.
I would love that.
Yeah, I know I had it written down.
Because Mom's memory is not like your memory. But if you got the receipts, I want to see them.
I know, because... I know I was messing around with something. I had a bunch of names. We'll have to talk about that on another podcast. I better find it. But yeah, last week, what were we talking about? We were talking about journaling last week. And
how I burned all my journals.
And how we lost 5 fucking minutes of...
Oh my God, right? Of some prime gold.
That was
fucking pay dirt. And this podcast is my pay dirt. Period.
Period. Drop the mic.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But yeah, shit. We were talking about some trauma with journaling, some journaling in general.
Mrs. Allen, where I started. And really, like I just said, if it's 22 episodes deep, that is kind of like 22 chapters in a live, living book already.
Which is more interesting because, like, you can't interpret much from like words.
Reading the pages.
I mean, you can, I guess, if you really think about it, because it's like reading a book.
Fucking writer.
If you're a good writer and a good reader that like can understand the context of it, yeah, sure. But talking about it, man, that's a whole different fucking.
I know.
Reality.
I'm struggling right now with Brooke Shields.
Hold on.
Named Taylor.
Oh, anyway, okay. I think it's working. It looks like
let's hope it's working.
Let's fucking hope.
I don't want to lose no prime pay dirt again this time.
Is your mic? Is my mic green?
Yes.
Is yours green?
Yes.
Perfect. It says it's recording. So anyway,
anywho, about 37 podcasts, your notebook receipts. We'll get on that. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we will.
How fun will that be to flip through some notes and some collaboration from 4 years ago? Really, because I think some of it happened at Hesperia. A lot of it was at the.
No, this is way
B&B
before. This is
on Briggs. I know. Life has been fucking crazy in the last 5 years. Mom has been 5 years. Holy fuck! Where did 5 years go? I only had a 3-year plan here before I sold it, and guess where we're at here? Down to the last fucking year of my 3-year plan to get all this situated so I can leave this, hop onto the podcast train, and take it on the road, the Zen Gen 37 tour part of the podcast.
I know I'm rummaging some ideas up in my mind. I think in July when I go to that concert, I think I'm going to do a little mini road trip episode with me and the couples that we're going with.
So, speaking of which, so in 1988, I know, right? Kathy Steiner, she won't mind her name being on air. My parents adopted her so she could go and graduate from Kennewick because she was being bullied at Northview. If I've got the sequence of
the superintendent at Northview is stepping down, I think.
Oh wow, there's some other things we got to talk about. We went to Monsters of Rock, and she remembers everything. I don't remember even going. Monsters of Rock in 1988, Van Halen, Metallica, Dokken. I forget. Oh my God, just the lineup. Anywho, but so June 7th, we're going to a concert.
Is that the tribute? Is that the one girl you went to a concert with?
Not too while ago.
Yeah. That was her. Yeah. Okay. I wondered.
Kathy will have to come and be a guest. She's got a life story.
Little concert buddy. Aww.
Well, she's never stopped doing. She's like a professional groupie. I'm not kidding. She goes to some place in the. Where is it, Kathy? The Caribbean?
Right.
It's called something. That you follow these groups around, like old Pat Benatar.
Oh.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. She still follows them. So she's got fun stories. Kathy, you got to come sit on the microphone.
I know. There's a lot of people that we really need to start scheduling.
No, I know. And they're like, well, boy, let me tell you about a lady customer I had yesterday. I offered her the chair. So I loved her wallet. It was gorgeous wallet, color like my nails, gorgeous forest green, beautiful. I didn't even see the fuck Trump sticker that she had on the back of it.
Oh, shit.
And she right away was like, "You don't like my sticker?" Like, what sticker? I didn't even see a sticker. So automatically, she's like,
automatically had a fucking problem.
And she was on a cruise, and she's like, I can feel when somebody's vibe changes from seeing my wallet. And I'm like, look, I don't give two shits about either side of the wing on that bird.
Oh, but she loves starting a conversation.
She sure did. That was her conversation starter. So I certainly invited her to come sit. Everybody wants to be a guest, but nobody shows up. We'll see. I think as we get more popular, or
it's the same feeling that we felt. We're like, I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't.
Well, it's amazing. Like I told her, like, look, you're not filmed. Your face isn't going to be on it, so you're good. And
just your voice.
She lightened up a wee bit. Like, nobody's going to see you. But, of course, wanted to get, a little debatable about it. I'm like, I don't want to debate.
I hate that shit.
I don't want to debate, but I do want to know why you come up with what you come up with, your perception, and what led you. Are you just a parrot? Was it CNN, Fox News? What the fuck makes you so
Problem starters, man.
Right. So I invited her to be a guest.
See,
come be my guest on the show.
You know what's funny about? So we'll talk about this in a little bit too. But that personality test, I'm telling you about
do tonight.
So
homework tonight.
I think I remember a couple years ago when I first took it. I think it was like 6 years ago now when I took that test. So it's about due to redo it. But we're both the mediators, right? So like as the mediators, we're both like, I can see both sides of the fucking coin, and I mean, you can have whatever fucking opinion you want, just like I can have my fucking opinion. But I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you to like convince you of my opinion. I don't have time for that. I don't care as much as you think I care. But I can still have my opinion though.
On the curious end, though, I like to dig a little bit deeper. Like, gosh, tell me more. I want to know how you come up to that conclusion, or how did you get on the track of being so passionate about your belief system and what you believe in.
This is one thing
because she's still a protester, and that was one of the things that I complimented her on. Like, I love that you're an older woman still walking for your cause, but what all, other than being that and being angry, what are you doing? I mean, I guess
my one question I would have is, what have you accomplished from it?
Yeah, that was my question. Again,
I don't mean that in a backstabbing
but
like
mean way.
Definitely
took it that way,
and that's the problem.
Have you ever marched for anything?
That's
before?
what I'm saying. That's why I can't have a simple conversation with people like that, because one thing that I can't stand, and even when it's like,
what was it, that Matt Walsh? Is he that documentary guy? Oh my God, that right away. You can't talk to anybody that can't get past their own.
And this is a problem I have. You can be passionate all you want. I can be passionate about whatever the fuck I want to, just like anybody else. But the one thing I can't stand is if we have opposing opinions, or even if we have like-minded opinions, and I want to like elaborate more on your opinion. Like, for example, some of the shit that Ben and I talk about that's political, I don't understand enough, but he's like so passionate about some of the stuff. And I've had this conversation with like customers too that they're very passionate about. I don't know why that if I have either an opposing opinion or an opinion that is steering the direction of being opposite of what they believe in, why is that the assumption that I'm automatically flipped to the opposing opinion of whatever fucking topic we're talking about? I hate that sometimes I can see both sides. I can see both sides of the opinion, so I feel
I don't hate it. I love that I can see both sides.
But I hate it because people assume that I'm automatically the opposite of what they feel. It's weird seeing both sides.
Yeah, but you are the opposite of what they feel. You are triggering a response in them to have a reaction.
I'm the opposite of being in the middle.
You are not, because most people want to just be patted on the hand and agreed with, like,
yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, man, rock on.
And it really does affect a person's psyche if they're not willing, especially in cognitive dissonance, when you don't participate in their delusion. It pisses them off. And then when you mirror, you make, if you're acting as if like a mirror and they have to look at themselves, like, I don't wanna, you're not gonna ever, first of all, there's no point in even entering into that type of
I can't even be like, well, what
energetic exchange, because they are not capable of aligning with the frequency that you're on.
And that is why politics are not something I like talking about.
But it seems to be everybody wants to talk about politics, religion. I want to talk about everything because I'm fucking curious. And
like I said, hello, curious ones.
Right. It's important to me, because I feel like it's just an adventure in itself, and I'm a creative. And I can see why I'm not well liked. Can I see why I had wrote a piece about the Tea Party, and I am, in the way that I spell, you won't know this, but by the way that I'm verbalizing it, but I am the hostess test with the most test, because I will test you. I will probably test your patience. If you have a very rigid belief system and I'm curious and I'm asking you questions, it's no different than that Matt Walsh sitting with all those people that he paid to interview, by the way. And they get so defensive. They don't even want, you agreed to the interview. Right. Why wouldn't you want to sit down and
convince your side?
Explore all aspects of any conversation, the servant volley of a conversation. is not always going to be about
my
speaking to to respond, or you gotta not listening to respond all the time. I like to soak in people's perspectives and then be like 3 days later I'm like, God damn, I guess I can see why,
and that's why
they think that, or that's why they are with all the filters that they have, because we all look through different lenses and different perceptions and different filters built by experiences that we've had personally. So your experience in this realm is totally different than mom's. I mean, age gap, whatever. Everybody's experience here is different. And that's the part I like to talk about. But yeah, sometimes do I think, like
even if I don't like your opinion, I don't
love Trump either, but I am not in any way attached to any outcome.
Well, right.
Like some people are.
And that's why.
And then they get pissed because you're not.
And half the time I want to be like, okay, so what is your winning opinion supposed to accomplish at the end of this conversation? No, I know
that's why people get pissed. I'm like, well, what are you doing for the cause? What are you personally doing to change?
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just lip service. You're just fucking bitching about it to be a dick.
Want to have a problem just to have a problem.
Exactly. Yeah. But how powerful does that make people feel? I mean, if you sit with that ick, I do it all the time. I am a self-righteous bitch. Mm-hmm. I can definitely see the portions of me like, oh boy. And not that I'm better than anyone, but there are certain personality traits which is okay. That's individualism. We're not all supposed to be alike. We are all supposed to have our own individual.
Half the time, though, I'm like, listen, I'm not here to argue anything. I just want to hear. Like, you can preach all whatever the fuck you want, but at the end of the day, thank you. But at the end of the day, it's not that I don't care. I mean, I don't care. I don't.
The apathy.
But I love your ambition. I love the passion you got behind it. Yeah. That's what customers have a problem with half the time.
I am at a dangerous level of not giving a fuck, for sure.
Because at the end of the day, I got my own shit to fucking...
And here, this brings up another great segue of going to Kendall College yesterday. I love the guards there. They're amazing guys. And the way that my art was treated, in the way that it looked when I arrived yesterday... And the sweetest guy, he's just so sweet. And he says, darling, you should know by now. Nobody cares.
I mean, yeah, because I see a lot of shit.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I guess I'm addicted to hope.
Right.
Like, goddamn. Really? And don't get me started on the art world, because that will be a whole nother podcast, because I'm going to be spilling some tea about that little project we had talked about on our last podcast that I felt like was a career high. Oh, I've got some things to say now.
Oh, I bet.
I'm not a real artist, and get ready, because I will be talking, and I think you all know who I'm talking about. And if you're secretly listening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still going to talk about it. Don't care. And I will be naming names. That's the Tea Party. So go back onto the Facebook page and read my little article about the Tea Party. That's written in code, because if I don't write in some sort of code, I'm double flagged on Facebook. And if you've ever watched my personal Facebook page, ZenGen37, which is a whole nother podcast show, I am heavily censored already, and I haven't even started yet. So,
man.
Woo! It's going to get even better from here. I know. If I'm getting censored for a family picture and reported.
That's so stupid. I still can't.
I know, right?
I
was flagged 14 times yesterday. It didn't take all my posts down, but pretty much all of them.
Bitches be pressed.
Seriously.
Ah, damn.
See you next time, cunts.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. I know, you could segue into so many places.
Man,
like
I may or may not have said that to someone before, and I had permission to say that from my boss.
Mm-hmm.
See you next time.
Bye.
See you next time,
Bitches don't even know.
No, they don't.
Which is the best part.
No, because in their hindsight, they have won the battle. Oh my gosh, that was another thing I was going to talk about. I made a lady cry at work.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Give it time. I will too.
I hope I'm here when that happens. I
I
really do.
Stay tuned. I'm sure it's coming.
But this lady, older than you,
Thanks.
much older than you. No, I'm saying like you're the next generation up from you.
You mean Aunt Michelle's generation?
Yeah. The ones who are freshly on Medicare and
You've been on pills for at least 20 years.
People assume that, we just do anything to just fucking do it, just to piss people off. And
well, you do.
Man, I do, don't I?
Nice bracelets.
Thanks. Apparently they're manly bracelets.
That's called masculine line. But
whatever.
They're still out of the top of the line beads.
Well, masculine or whatever, I still like them, and I picked them out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like this blue.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's amazing. Mm-hmm.
This
I
lady,
made that special for Peru dude, and I'm glad you have it.
Well, thanks, Peru dude.
Yeah.
But no, freshly Medicare lady, insurance changed or whatever, and she wanted like back pay for like all her other shit that's like over 3 months old. Well, when it's over 3 months old, you take it up with your insurance. And she asked about the prices of stuff, and
what the fuck is this?
I don't know. She asked for the prices of shit, and she's like, sorry. She was asking for like price, and she's like, I've never paid that price. And I go, you paid that price 2 months ago. I don't remember paying that price. That's my insurance. You've never paid with your insurance.
If her insurance is paying for it, what the fuck does she care?
Because she still has a copay to pay.
Oh. I'm not on pills, so I don't know.
Yeah. But she's like, I demand the money back for all the times you didn't use my insurance. I didn't ask you to use a coupon. And I go, I see a note right here that says otherwise, that you have requested a coupon instead of insurance. So insurance has not been ran, and you've always paid on a coupon. Well, you guys should have my insurance. We do. You wanted a coupon, so they've stayed on a coupon because that's what was previously billed the past couple months. So she tried getting loud with me, and this is at the drive-thru, and this is where I got super pissed off because
they're protected in their car and they really think they can get lippy.
Well, that too, but I asked for her insurance to verify that we had it because we did have an insurance, but it was probably an older one. But she doesn't understand, and like a lot of people don't understand that even if it's the same carrier of insurance, it could still be different numbers. Something small and minute could change. So I asked her to send the card in so I can check it out. Well, before she's even sending the card, she's hooting and hollering, telling me that she demands still all the money to be paid back for, and I keep telling her that I don't have the capabilities to do that at a retail level and that she needs to contact her insurance because unfortunately I really don't have.
What a dumbass. Like, she shouldn't fucking know that.
She should, and she's even gotten paperwork from Medicare about a change. Like, you get stuff in the mail about like changes.
No, I don't get any of that shit.
But she's like still yelling at me through the drive-thru, and I'm like telling her to send the card. I've had to tell her like 3 times. So the second time I told her to send the card, she's still trying to tell me that she demands her money back. And she goes,
and boy, that attitude makes somebody want to work a lot quicker.
She goes, sir, I demand you to fix this and give me my money back. And I go, first off, it's ma'am. Second off, put the card in the vial.
You were a sir?
Yeah, and I go, first off, it's ma'am. Second off, put the card in the tube so I can look at it and help you with this medication you're trying to pick up at this time.
Yeah, no.
So she sends it, and when I correct it, the price changed by like $1 compared to her insurance.
You mean
from a coupon? Yeah. So I tell her all this, and she's bawling her eyes out. So, like, she's crying. And she knows she's defeated at that point. So she's just like, yeah, I understand. And that was when I, also de-escalated at the same time. I was like, I understand your frustration, but I also need you to understand that I can only do so much at the level that I am at. So I'm sorry, but your total is blah, blah, blah.
But to me, an older person should fucking know that. And I would have called my insurance company before I bothered the young gal at the freaking drive-through. And then I would have been, I demand at least proof of why you did what you did, why you did it.
Going back to the whole opinions thing, well, what is your argument? What are you hoping to accomplish at the end of your argument, talking to me the way you talk to me? Like, clearly, a lot of people like to talk down on you, and it's because you know...
You think?
Well, it's like you know you're at a retail level, so you know, like, customer's always right.
Yeah, what's that one meme where it says condescending means where, you know, you talk down to people.
Yeah.
And that itself is...
But it's
you're
like...
telling somebody. But yeah, I get it.
Going back to that other story, too, of the gentleman that's like, how hard is it to put pills in a vial? I go, apparently as hard as it is to pick up your prescription on time. I said that verbatim to someone, and he started chuckling because he's like, okay, now we're playing chess. We're playing, this is tit for tat. And I go, yeah, exactly.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah, like, come on. I know.
That's why this is precisely why I'm doing this podcast. It's also a protection of, you gonna get fucking stupid with me? I am done holding in the shit. I'm telling my truths. Like, you should have just acted better in the fucking role. In my reality, I guess. But I'm entitled to be like, wow, what a dick. You're not being who you say you are. And I'm going to call you out on it now. I'm not even going to keep it inside my head. It's going to be like, look, your words aren't aligning at all. And you can fuck off. Take those words and go somewhere else. If you can't prove it, get the fuck away from me. I don't even want you near me in any capacity whatsoever.
That's why people are so amazed when they're like, oh my gosh, how did you know my birthday and my information? I go, oh, I keep a tab of...
Oh, I pay attention.
Yeah, I was like, I pay attention to people who are nice to me and understanding versus those who aren't. So, yeah, I know.
But when you're a reader of everything, you know when somebody walks in, I don't give a fuck anymore who likes me or
oh, you can tell right away.
Yeah.
Standing there, how they're standing, the look that they got on their face. Yeah. Oh, I know. But at the end of the day,
my favorite.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I know what I'm going home to, so I'm sorry for whatever you're going through.
I don't have any of that. But I do have a very clever mind, and I'm really good with it.
Oh, that's why I like... That's what I like about seeing both sides of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm understanding to how this person is behaving. I'm also forgiving to how they're behaving because I don't know what they're going through.
For they know not what they do.
Right. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're going through.
A very egoic verse in the Bible. Because, you know, it makes you above them. Separatism is the root of all evil, I think, the minute you separate yourself from the whole. But sometimes the whole's fucking stupid. Like, look, I need to know how did you come up with that conclusion? And I need to know why you think that way, because we are very far apart in the spectrum of frequency. Like, maybe we just ain't from the same planet, you know, and that's okay. It's okay, but again, I'm not going to, like, agree with your delusion just to agree with it. I'm not going to debate it either, but I am curious as fuck. Curious.
But it's also just...
And then you read shit like the Pringle lady. I gotta get Avery. I can't forget Avery. But she wanted a can of Pringles, and automatically now the first thing that comes into my head, and Pringles are bad for you. You should, number one, eat Pringles anyway. But I can't unsee that in any fucking way. And if you heard, you gotta Google it. There was a lady apparently going to sue Pringles. Not because of how they tasted or the quality of the Pringle.
I would love to be that lawyer.
Oh my God.
I
missed my calling because we would have been a damn good legal team too. Holy fuck. On both sides, prosecuting and defense. Amazing. Grandpa Montgomery would tell me often you should have been a lawyer. And not that I'm argumentative, but you better have the fucking facts that back up your shit, or I'm going to be like, it's not adding up, dickhead. But really, when we live in a world where I just can't even.
Dumb fuckery.
Oh my God. Because my hand's too fat to fit in the can. You're fat shaming me. I can't even if I was morbidly obese, which I'm not anymore. But if
what argument can people have love about you.
First off, or if I was still fat, first off, nobody's gonna fucking know I'm eating Pringles.
Right.
Second of all,
nobody's gonna know my hand's stuck in the fucking.
No. And second of all, I am not gonna bring any attention to my fat ass arm that won't fit in a can of Pringles.
Hey, you know what's funny?
And you've seen the picture.
If you have a can of Pringles and you turn it.
No, I know, and dump them
my gosh,
I know
they come
right
out.
out perfect.
Yeah,
the little duck lips that they're supposed to be.
Yep.
So I do struggle to understand that type of personality trait in some way.
And I love dealing with those kind of personalities at work.
I'm fascinated with those types of people.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to keep this podcast going. And I would love, and it is an open environment. I want you to come sit here. I'm not going to, I think we'd be nicer if they were here in person, but maybe.
It depends. It depends on how the conversation is brought up.
But I still, and I love the fact when you first brought up the podcast thing, that instantly for me, two things. That, wow, the younger generation, and I guess some older ones, are standing around a fucking radio, just sound like back in the olden days. There's no moving pictures. It's just noise in the background.
Lynn and I were outside the other day, and we were listening to Greek mythology outside, just listening.
But that, and secondly, of how I envisioned it being this corny 1980s Sally Jesse Raphael talk show with a twist of my truths. And just in this mockery way, because we monetize everything in this mockery of a fucking realm now. Insane where this is all headed, but at the same time, now you're famous. I'm famous. Everybody can be, you're not just, it's not, and Hollywood's dying, Hollyweird. So you have this open, limitless possibility, the interstate of the internet, the routes that can be taken. But at the same time, it's like fucking ridiculous. My ridiculousness era we're here.
And at the same time, no matter how curious you are, we want those motherfuckers to sit down and
I do, because but imagine in a setting like this and there's no video. You're just talking. Because, like Joe Rogan, they all video their shit.
Right, yeah.
Well,
they do both. They do both.
We'd have to get to that point. I love just raw videos.
If someone's really passionate about something, they wouldn't mind being on video, but I feel like the more phony, well, not phony, the phony side of the opinion, yeah.
The people that are still hiding,
they don't want their face on there.
No, and I think they love that fact alone, to be seen and heard without being seen. If that makes sense.
Right.
Well, I can say whatever I want, just like the keyboard. The keyboard warriors. You got big balls behind that keyboard, don't you?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Don't you?
But you would never fucking say that shit to my face, bitch. But you want to pop into my comment section? But you never see my stuff on Facebook. But I say one thing wrong about Jesus. Oh, pounce! Pounce! Like, I thought you didn't see me, bitch.
Yeah.
You fucking liar.
You seem to be
I record it all the time. I know.
Repeating things that I have previously posted. What is that about? There's no way it's a coincidence.
That happens all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. Especially the people that can't walk into my store who can't look me in the eye. Oh, I've never heard you got a podcast? No way. Liar.
No, I would love to sit down with these very passionate, opinionated people because I know that we would see both sides.
Well, I met a really interesting artist at that retirement party. And I really hope, and I'm really going to get their pronouns wrong. I'm really sorry, but I do want you to come be our guest. Very interesting, boy. That's where I think everybody deserves the chair to be seen and heard for whatever. I'm never going to lose the premise of that.
I feel like in my eyes that's.
But it's okay to be curious.
Right.
I'm fucking curious.
Yeah.
I want to know, what are you and why? Sort of. Wait, without you fucking jumping down my throat. I'm not mad at you. Don't get mad at me.
Right.
I just want to know because I'm curious. Yeah. See? So have we done our 37 minutes?
No, not yet. We got a couple.
I know you got to go shortly.
I know.
And I cannot forget Avery. Better write that down on my piece of paper right now. She's funny as shit. So, did you see my little video we were watching?
I watched part of it, yeah.
Did you see that she found cherries? No. Cherries painted on the tree? You didn't watch that video?
I watched part of it. I don't watch the whole thing.
You got to watch the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a spray paint.
Nice toe ring.
Thanks. It's on clearance.
Feet pics.
I know, right? I should be. I have gorgeous feet, right?
I watched a video of this girl say a gentleman asked her to crinkle her toes with peanut butter in between them and paid her $200.
I'm in the wrong fucking business. God damn it. Are you fucking kidding me?
The comments did not pass the vibe check because they're like, oh, you're such a whore. You're whoring yourself out. I'm sorry, did you just claim $200 for a fucking picture of your feet? I don't fucking think so. If that's the way she wants to bring in her money, you do it, honey. It's not like she's putting her out there or anything.
Yeah, but there were people doing that. Oh my God, that brings me up. Do you remember?
No.
You were playing softball. It was one of your players' moms. And I was a bail bondsman at the time. She asked me to do her socials. And I get there. I probably do. God, you were so young. That's probably why I didn't tell you. But as an adult, I got to tell you, Mommy got herself into a situation. This is a good story. Wow. I wish I don't. So she was the number one softball kid. Her mom. But she was the one that was going to go like really far.
At Northview?
Yeah, she was older than you. The kid's mom. And I don't remember any names.
I think I remember.
So she asked me to meet her at her house because she wanted to give me a job. Well, Mom, and at the time I was heavily journaling, so that's when I was on Match.com doing all that undercover work on Match.com and writing about my experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Those journals are burned, but I still remember a lot of those vividly, so I could rewrite those. I don't know what the kid looks like. Damn. What's her mom look like? I
don't know.
So her dad molested her, and I did a bond for a domestic violence because he tried to get in the house. Well, she invited me to lunch, and Sonja, I showed up, and in the backyard is the softball pitching net and all the, for her daughter. And then when you go into the gated fenced-in area, there was a full-fledged bed set up, like a whole outdoor scene.
Like an S&M?
Oh, I'm getting to it. Mm-hmm. And cameras and laptops. And I was like, what the fuck did I just walk into? And she's like, you're probably wondering what's going on or why I invited you here today. And I'm like, more so now than ever. Like, what the fuck? And it's because, mind you, I wrote a bond because the dad broke and got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, brother. So this mom was a webcam girl who wanted me to run her socials and asked if I would come back and do a trial run. She paid me really well. So I went to the bond company. I'm like, hey, I want to do this as an undercover story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Then she brings me to the basement. She had sheds put in her yard. So, those outdoor sheds that people are now turning into tiny homes?
Yep.
She turned into theme porn barns. Webcam girl. So this lady was blackmailing. It's been years. I don't know. Did she ever look good? We used to wear a lot of makeup. Like,
I think her mom brought me home one day. Like, her mom brought me home one of the days. I'm
sure you know who I'm talking about.
I think I do.
That woman tripped me the fuck right out, but I went, she offered me $500 an hour to, number one, record a little footage and then post it on her socials to get her clientele to watch her webcam show. But in the meantime, she was showing me the ropes on the 3 old men in Florida that she was blackmailing, that had been married almost 50 years and was going to tell. That's her!
Fucking
Oh,
man!
Fucking her!
I knew it right away.
That's her!
Damn. That doesn't surprise me.
Oh my God, that's her.
Yeah,
that's fucking her.
And she looks shady.
Every pun intended. Oh my God, she is a shady fucking bitch.
Oh, man. I know.
So she was blackmailing these old men. While I'm there,
I fucking knew it.
This delivery guy shows up at the door.
Is he an actual delivery guy?
It's a delivery guy delivering the Mercedes Benz that this old man shipped her because she was getting ready to tell the fucking wife of 42 years that she's been internet fucking him for 5 years. And he's been paying her $2,000 a week out of their money for whatever.
Mother!
And he tried to cut her off, so she started to blackmail him. Those are the stories that are in some of those journals that I burned.
Man.
That's her. Yeah. Fucked up. And then I happened to listen to her. I was upstairs while she was downstairs. Listen to her fuck herself with all these toys and shoes. Fucking. What an interesting experience that was. The bail bond company.
I fucking knew right away, too. I fucking knew it.
And their daughter went on to be #1 softball pick, draft, whatever, for girls softball.
I think that was a fib. I don't think that was.
She didn't go on. I know she was being scouted at whatever game. That she had all this equipment in her backyard. There's no way. Well, she wanted her kid to go far, but daddy molested her, whatever. No offense to any of that, because I can't even imagine that ick. But what a whack job that bitch was. And, yeah, that's I got stories.
I fucking knew right away too, man.
And she sought me out.
Damn.
Fuck. And when I'll never forget walking into that backyard, like, what the fuck do we got here? And then she had all those separate sheds that were themed differently. One was like dark goth. The other one was like Princess Pony. Fucking.
I see her. Shit. Her mother is very limited in her pictures on her Facebook.
I'm sure she is now. How old is she now? She's older than me. She wasn't even pretty, and I'm like, what? You don't even got to be pretty. You can be a fat bitch and fuck yourself with all the whatever.
You can be literally anything.
Yeah, that really
man, that's fucking funny.
I know, that opened my eyes.
Well. Sure. To wrap things up, we'll have to talk about that outside of the podcast some more after, because,
yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Because I wonder where she's at now.
I wonder, too.
Is she even still alive?
I think I remember...
What a fucking whack job she was.
I remember her car, I think, being, like, very... Like, she had, like, an old Monte Carlo or something.
Yeah,
I know, yeah!
And they're delivering a straight-up used, but from a car lot. He had that fucking thing shipped to her.
Oh, I bet.
She found it and was like, I want this car, and I want it by the end of the day, or I'm telling your wife. And I was like, what? First of all, I would never. Second of all, can you imagine the karma that's coming her fucking way?
Shit.
Fuck that.
Anyway,
yeah, right?
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yeah, love you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
I love the direction that we are now headed. We have a little bit of flow to our current affairs. So we are going to be taking, what's the name of that test?
Oh, yes, we're going to be doing the 16 personality test.
So stay tuned for the results of that. We're going to talk about the test, and then we're going to retest ourselves after 6 months, you said?
6 months to a year, maybe. It depends.
Okay.
But yeah.
It'll be fun for you to tune into.
It's going to be our homework tonight, and then we're going to talk about it next week.
Awesome. Well, Mom loves you.
I love you.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yeah, as always, everyone, stay curious. Bye.
Bye.